What if Obi-Wan's lightsaber turned purple after Qui-Gon's death? The hiss of plasma echoes through the melting pit beneath Theed's power plants. Obi-Wan Kenobi, exhausted and grief-stricken, meets Darth Maul's furious onslaught with the last of his strength. Only moments ago, Qui-Gon Jinn fell in battle, leaving Obi-Wan to fend off the horned Sith alone. Summoning all his focus, Obi-Wan slashes through Maul's defenses. At last, Maul's eyes go wide with shock as he tumbles into the endless void below. The threat is ended, yet Obi-Wan feels no victory, only heartbreak. In the aftermath, Naboo's grand funeral rites honor Qui-Gon Jinn. Flames climb skyward in the evening gloom, illuminating solemn faces. Queen Amidala, Captain Panaka, a silently weeping Anakin Skywalker. Across the funeral grounds stands an older Jedi, Count Dooku, quiet, brooding at the loss of his one-time apprentice. Obi-Wan barely notices. He clutches Qui-Gon's burned-out lightsaber hilt, heart aching. For now, the blade remains green when tested, but it feels different in his hands, as though the crystal itself is disturbed. Soon, Obi-Wan appears before the Jedi Council. Their chamber on Coruscant overlooks a bustling skyline of traffic and spires. Wind ruffles the outer edges of Master Mace Windu's cloak as he eyes Obi-Wan intently. Dooku is notably absent from the formal gathering, though rumors swirl that he plans to leave the Order, disillusioned by the Council's inaction in politics. Master Yoda confirms Obi-Wan's ascension to the rank of Jedi Knight, yet Obi-Wan's triumph is hollow. He has promised Qui-Gon to train Anakin, and that responsibility weighs heavily on him. Mace Windu, the sole Jedi known to wield a purple blade, offers a soft, measured remark about the difficulties of channeling both resolve and compassion. Amid the swirling events, Padme Amidala approaches Obi-Wan in a temple corridor. She is worried about Anakin, how the Jedi might stifle his emotional nature. Obi-Wan admits his own uncertainty, feeling he has barely reconciled his grief. She consoles him gently, recalling Qui-Gon's faith in the living force. As she departs, Obi-Wan realizes how keenly Padme cares for Anakin's well-being. He vows to do better, but the path ahead seems fraught with potential missteps. Quiet nights pass, broken by Obi-Wan's restless attempts to repair Qui-Gon's lightsaber. His old hilt was ruined in the duel with Maul, so he salvages the crystal from his master's weapon and merges it with spare components. He anticipates the same green glow, but on the night he finishes, the reassembled blade ignites with a purple radiance. Stunned, he stands in the temple workshop as the amethyst light bathes the room. He brings the phenomenon to Master Mace Windu, who suggests the crystal may be responding to a complex mix of sorrow, conviction, and buried anger. Training Anakin begins quickly in the temple's vast halls. The boy's wide-eyed curiosity brightens the corners of Obi-Wan's otherwise somber days. Yet Obi-Wan notices how easily Anakin's emotions flare, equal parts excitement and frustration. He tries to temper the boy's impulses with the Jedi Code, but flashes of Obi-Wan's own grief sometimes cause him to snap. Every so often, that purple blade flickers with an odd glimmer, hinting at Obi-Wan's own unsettled heart. Meanwhile, Chancellor Palpatine discreetly cultivates Anakin's trust. The Supreme Chancellor is always ready with kind words and paternal praise. He arranges for Anakin to observe Senate sessions, marveling at how the Republic functions. Though Obi-Wan senses vague unease in Palpatine's overtures, he cannot pinpoint a specific danger. The Jedi Council too keeps a watchful eye. They know the Sith threat did not die with Maul. Word soon arrives that an unidentified Sith acolyte has stolen a powerful Kyber crystal from a vault on Jedha, a relic said to magnify dark side energy. Rumors suggest the thief was once a Padawan who turned away from the Order, possibly connected to the rebellious philosophies that drew Count Dooku into discontent. The Council debates sending a more seasoned master, but Obi-Wan insists on fulfilling his new obligations. With Anakin at his side, he departs Coruscant, traveling to a windswept, storm-lashed planet in the Outer Rim where the acolyte was last seen. Harsh winds whip across the rocky surface as they land. Acidic rain hisses off starship hulls. Beneath jagged spires, the force feels thick with dread. Their search leads them into a cavern network where the stolen crystal supposedly lies hidden. At the center of a torchlit chamber, a masked figure steps forward. A flick of a switch and a crimson saber flares to life. The acolyte's voice echoes disdain for the Jedi and spits accusations of hypocrisy. Obi-Wan ignites his new purple blade. It glows like a beacon of tension, embodying his uncertain balance. They clash amid stalactites and swirling rain. Anakin, armed with a training saber, hovers anxiously at Obi-Wan's flank. Taunts spill from the acolyte's lips, invoking Qui-Gon's death, painting Obi-Wan as a failed protector. Anger trembles through Obi-Wan's muscles. He can almost feel the crystal in his hilt resonating with each pang of regret. His final strike disarms the acolyte, who drops to one knee. For a breathless moment, vengeance whispers in Obi-Wan's mind. Then, he remembers the gentleness in Qui-Gon's gaze. He chooses mercy, deactivating his blade. The acolyte sneers, summoning a hidden speeder through the Force and escaping with the stolen Kyber crystal. Rain pounds the stone floor. Obi-Wan stands there, chest heaving, while Anakin looks on in a mixture of admiration and alarm. He has seen how close Obi-Wan came to surrendering to rage. Returning to the Jedi Temple yields little respite. News arrives that Count Dooku has formally resigned from the Order, citing the Council's failures. Mace Windu and Yoda sense that a larger shadow is forming. The theft on Jedha hints at a broader plan for the dark side. Anakin, distracted by Palpatine's compliments and offers of mentorship, grows bolder in his training. He questions certain Jedi restrictions, pressing Obi-Wan about the difference between trusting one's instincts and obeying the code. Obi-Wan tries to offer guidance, but inwardly, he wrestles with the Purple Blade's message. He remains torn between stoic detachment and the powerful emotions that shaped him on Naboo. A lead emerges on a fortress in Separatist space. Intelligence indicates a growing conspiracy, armed by illicit cyber crystals that might power new superweapons or feed the dark side. The Council tasks Obi-Wan and Anakin with infiltrating this stronghold. Padme, worried over the mission's danger, expresses quiet support for Anakin, urging him to uphold the Republic's ideals. Her confidence in the Jedi steadies him, though Obi-Wan notices how her concern for Anakin stands apart from the Council's more formal stance. Slipping past droid patrols and searchlights, Master and apprentice enter the fortress's labyrinth of corridors. Faded lights flicker over crates branded with Separatist markings. A cold presence slithers through the Force. Metal doors slide open to reveal the same Sith acolyte, a new red saber humming hungrily. At the acolyte's belt gleams the stolen Kyber crystal. Obi-Wan tenses, the memory of his near-fatal anger burning in his mind. Their blades clash, bright and harsh. Metal scaffolding groans. The acolyte twists the crystal inside the saber's hilt, channeling a wave of dark energy that buckles the floor. Anakin, separated by tumbling debris, calls upon the Force to shield Obi-Wan from a killing blow. The two regroup, forging a concerted push that drives the acolyte back. Though the fortress quakes, Obi-Wan finds the calm center he learned from Qui-Gon. He parries relentlessly without giving in to hatred. Finally, the acolyte stumbles, pinned by swirling chunks of broken machinery. Yet again, Obi-Wan holds the chance to deal a lethal strike. Rage beckons, whispering that an enemy of the Jedi deserves no mercy. In that heartbeat, his blade flares a deep violet. Then, with a steady exhale, he deactivates the weapon. The thunder of collapsing walls drowns out the acolyte's furious curses as Obi-Wan and Anakin secure him. This time, the stolen Kyber crystal remains behind, lost beneath shattered beams, denying the Sith their prize. They flee in a battered shuttle, alarms howling throughout the fortress. Within the cockpit's red emergency glow, Anakin's gaze flicks to Obi-Wan's lightsaber, which still glimmers faintly purple in the dark. Master and apprentice exchange a wordless moment of relief and worry. Each has faced temptation. Each has chosen, for now, to hold the line. On Coruscant, the Jedi Council convenes in an urgent session. They commend the capture of the acolyte and the intelligence gleamed about a looming Separatist threat. Still, Yoda warns of heavier burdens to come. Dooku's departure leaves the Order missing another powerful voice, and Palpatine's growing influence with Anakin weighs on everyone's mind. Mace Windu regards Obi-Wan's saber with grave interest, understanding more than most the danger of walking a line between serenity and passion. That evening, Obi-Wan withdraws to one of the temple's highest balconies. Neon streams of speeder traffic stretch across the Coruscant skyline. He sets the hilt on a ledge and stares at the city's vastness. He recalls Count Dooku's bitterness, Qui-Gon's warm teachings, and Padme's hope for Anakin's future. The Force stirs around him, endless possibility, unspoken perils. When he activates the saber, it shines a soft, steady purple, as if reflecting his resolve not to yield to fear or anger. He senses Anakin's approach. The boy stands at his side, silent for a moment. Then quietly, Anakin murmurs that he trusts Obi-Wan, no matter how unorthodox their path might seem. Obi-Wan musters a tired smile, touched by the boy's faith. Despite the uncertain horizon, despite the war clouds forming beyond the Republic's borders, he vows to guide Anakin with compassion and clarity. The saber in his hand does not waver this time. In that still, violent glow, Obi-Wan glimpses a spark of hope. The future remains in flux, with Dooku's disillusion, a hidden Sith agenda, and Palpatine's careful manipulations all converging. Yet for now, teacher and apprentice stand side by side, bound by Qui-Gon's memory and the promise of a new generation. Whatever destiny may hold, Qui-Gon grips the hilt with renewed conviction, ready to face the coming storm, even if it demands a fragile balance that forever glows in shades of amethyst. If you enjoyed this journey through what might have been, don't forget to subscribe. Together, we'll explore more tales that celebrate the galaxy far, far away. May the Force be with you, always.